Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video, I'm going to take a look at Control Warrior, specifically Theo's #1 Legend Control Warrior build. This Control Warrior build is super popular right now, it seems that everyone is playing it. There's constantly multiple people streaming this, it has tens of thousands of games in sample size. It's just a big hit. And it's a very simple Control Warrior deck really. There are no real tricks in this deck. It's just pure, solid Control Warrior. And what Control Warrior does is Control Warrior removes everything that you can do, and then maybe they sometimes do things with Boom. There's Archivist Elysiana, but there's no way to bounce or copy Archivist Elysiana in this deck, so it's always just one Archivist Elysiana that can also give some value, so that's one way to win the game. And then the deck just removes everything. Starting from the beginning, there's Eternium Rover as a 1-drop, there's Towncrier as a 1-drop. Towncrier draws some rush minions. There are 3 rush minions in this deck, 2 Militia Commanders and Ziliacs. So the second Towncrier is often going to whiff. But with 2 Towncriers in the deck, you're fairly certain to get 1 Towncrier early, so you can get some of those rush minions so that you can get some of that early removal. There's of course the powerful warrior removal spells, there's Warpath, there's Brawl. This deck runs 2 copies of Weapons Project, and Weapons Project can serve as weapon removal, but it can also serve as an early game removal card. You get that weapon, you start killing away opponents' minions with that one. Very effective against stuff like Scavenging Hyenas, for example. You can also activate Weapons Project to serve as card draw with Harrison Jones. Weapons Project, Harrison Jones, you take away the weapon that you just gave your opponent and you get to draw 3 cards. There are 3 kind of deck choices in this deck. There's one Ironbeak Owl, so there's a silence effect, useful against Mech Paladin, Mech Hunter. There's a Big Game Hunter that can kill some giants or big magnetized mechs. And there's a Super Collider, which is useful against giants that have been multiplied by Conjurer's Calling. According to statistics, Control Warrior is currently the best archetype you can play in this game, and it's just very powerful. This deck just crushes all sorts of aggressive strategies. In order to beat this deck you have to run something like a Freeze Mage, maybe a Mech Paladin, some kind of greedy Mech Hunter, or interestingly enough, this is not that great against other Control Warriors, because there's only one Elysiana in this deck, and there's heavy anti-aggro focus, so that means that other Control Warriors have some kind of a chance. It's still very close to 50-50. But if Control Warrior becomes a lot more popular, then there are openings that can be abused, because this deck cannot go on forever, even though it can go on for a very long time. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're looking for your 1-drops for the most part. You keep Towncrier in all matchups, it's just an amazing card. You keep Eternium Rover when you're up against aggressive decks, but it's not useful to keep that against something like other warriors. Then you keep appropriate deck cards. Weapons Project if you need weapon removal or if you need to remove early minions. Ironbeak Owl against Hunters, Paladins when you need a silence effect. Warpath if you're facing stuff like Token Druids, Brawl against various token builds, and Super Collider against mages. And you can just about always keep Dr. Boom Mad Genius, it's just really good. Overall, this deck is fairly much the epitome of be effective, don't be fancy. There are no fancy effects in this one, just very effective cards. I actually found this a little bit dull to play, I'm afraid, even by Control Warrior standards, because there are no tricks, it's just solid all over the place, devastating all sorts of aggression. But if you're looking for an effective deck to play, then this might be it, or if this becomes more popular, then something that counters this like an even greedier Control Warrior or maybe some kind of a combo deck might do. But first this one needs to crush all the aggro from the ladder. If you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at Control Warrior in action. So mages have lots of stuff. Giants. Can they find their giants? Can I find my anti-giant cards? Oh boy. Let's see. I would expect a Cyclone Mage. But who really knows about these things? Now I have stuff like Weapons Project Shield Slam, so I can get a big spike of armor and use that to Shield Slam. Weapons Project armor is kind of temporary, because the opponent can just hit it all away with the weapon they get. Do I just play a Snip Snap? Nah, I think armoring up is fine. Maybe Freeze Mage. Yeah, it could be Freeze Mage, but Freeze Mage is not very played on ladder. I could mill him, but I don't think that's going to be very useful. I have no tools that don't mill him. Ha! Let's see. I mean, no tools that don't make him draw a whole bunch of cards here. Well, it could be Freeze Mage. It's possible. Brawl does not make him draw cards. So there's that. But it's way too early to brawl. I could mill a couple of cards, but is it ever going to be worth it? I don't think so. Does he have weapon removal in that deck? I think that's pretty unlikely. Really don't expect any weapon removal. But I might still want to do Weapons Project, so maybe I don't equip the Super Collider yet. I think I'll just armor up and wait. See what happens here. They could be secrets, because they can be the Keysmiths if it is a Freeze Mage. They can of course always be Giants. Not interested in committing yet. Getting a little bit scared of me milling a bunch of cards. I can mill 2 cards, but milling 2 cards, that deck generally doesn't care. It usually just does not care about having 2 cards milled when it gets the hand full. Then the hand will be full, there will be Giants. I need to Snip Snap here. But is it just 1 Snip Snap or is it 2? It's 2 Snip Snaps together, right? Let's magnetize that Snip Snap. I'm not expecting silence. So then the 4 attack means that the Acolyte can only draw 1 if it hits into the Snip Snap. Don't care too much about the Sea Giant, right? Oh, he can Conjurer's Call it in the near future, of course. 8 cards, so I can just mill 2. Is this the time to play the Weapons Project and Shield Slam the Giant? I think this is that time. Weapons Project, Hero Power. Now I can Shield Slam the Giant. And I can also get rid of these taunts here. Okay. So we got rid of a Sea Giant. So looks like a Cyclone Mage, because the Freeze Mage typically does not run Sea Giant. So we can expect some random spells in the near future. I do need to become Dr. Boom. Okay, is there a Snap Freeze? Doomsayer. Double Doomsayers. That's curious. Why do you want to set up double Doomsayer here? Well, I want to play Dr. Boom. I might hit him in the face too. Let's do that. But why the double Doomsayer? I mean, you can get a Sea Giant out on the board with the 1/1s. How useful is that?
Arena's full. Beat it.
Like now there's a Sea Giant, and then what? Intriguing. So if I play Dino-Medic, that's not quite enough damage now, is it? I can do Dino-Medic and 2 Warpaths. So what if I trade in 3 of these? That goes down to 4. Yeah, that clears the giant nicely. So we hit there, hit there, hit there. Warpath twice. Warpathing once is... I mean, I hit there. This goes down to 1. I would need 1 Dynamedic hit on that, right? That's better. I can hit there. Then I can play the Dynamedic. Dynamedic kills that, so I can also discover a mech. In this case, a Goblin maybe. AAECAQcIogKQB might have been useful too. I couldn't decide. So we have got rid of the sea giants. Then there's the mountain giants remaining. And he whiffs. There was just a 25% chance for this to happen. I mean, I had ways to deal with this too, but... ways to deal with other stuff too, I mean. But I have even more ways to deal with this. So we kill off those ones. 7 cards in hand, so I can play an Omega Assembly now. Let's get some more mechs going. 9 cards in hand. Battlecry the 1/1 spark with rush to your hand. I've seen both sea giants. I think I want to optimize my hero power use here, so I'll just go with the hero power because there's no sea giants remaining. Just get stuff on this board, it's fine. So Antonidas is the remaining out for him. Antonidas can potentially win. And that's it. Antonidas is the only winning card. My hand is full. But he might pick up that Antonidas. And then enough fireballs to win the game. That's possible. Now Zap Cannon there. I can use this spark to kill that. Let's use that spark to kill that. These are going face. He has freezes, so I don't want to fill my board. But I can play a pair of Goblins that puts my board at 6 minions. Shuffle in a couple of bombs into the deck. So Antonidas is the out currently. I always need to be able to kill the Antonidas, so I can't fill my board so that I can play an Omega Devastator if an Antonidas comes out. 1 mana Kalagos is nice. I'm surprised to see Kalagos in Cyclone Mage. Is this actually some kind of... oh, this could be the hybrid mage too. It's a little bit slower. Doesn't run the mana Cyclone. Okay. Grabbing some 10 drops. And some 6 drops I see. So we will need to brawl this board, of course. Yeah, this will need to be a brawl then. Well, these can first hit face. Then we brawl. And I may need to use an Omega Devastator after the brawl. Depending on what wins the brawl, of course. I didn't win the brawl. The Deathwing won the brawl. Yeah, I can't leave a Deathwing up. I have to kill the Deathwing. Alright. That means that I missed 7 armor here. Well, I didn't really have a way to get that 7 armor unless I won the brawl. Okay, there's 1 mountain giant left. And apparently there is an Alexstrasza. I could use militia commanders to kill the Alex. Can I roll a good mech? Dino Medic could kill the Alex too. Now Antonidas can potentially win. This turned out to be actually be a more freeze mage. This turned out to be a more freeze mage style deck. I thought it was not, but it is. So Antonidas can definitely still win. Is it Dino Medic or is it double Militia Commander? I guess this turn can be double Militia Commander too. Use these to trade away the Alex, but now if he has the Antonidas, then that can actually win the game. That makes me pretty sad. Especially if there's a one-mana Antonidas. We'll see. He has one more Conjurer's Calling too. So some kind of Mountain Giant play. Nah, there is a one-mana Antonidas. Okay, one-mana Antonidas can win. Okay, that's rough. That's rough, because one-mana Antonidas can definitely win. Well, he just lucked out completely with the draws, I see. Sometimes they are super lucky. 2 fireballs in hand, that's going to generate a third. And I can't beat those fireballs, yeah. I can't beat even 2 fireballs because I can only go to 11. And I can't use Omega Devastator together with the Harrison Jones and the Weapons Project. So I don't have outs. Shield Slam is not an out. That's tough. I mean, that is one of the worst matchups. Let's see, they're usually bomb hunters nowadays. Hard mulligan in everything paid off, because I managed to get the Town Crier, just barely. So, but I have a silence available here, which means that I have some answers to typical bomb hunt the place. Alright, that's a bomb hunter. Okay. Let's see about this one. If he makes a big minion, I can pick Game Hunter. Some minions I can just silence. I cannot yet answer this one. So I probably never will, because he's going to magnetize something on it next turn. Thanks for the cheer, Lesker. I do want to take that trade over there. Give him just one magnetization platform. But... oh. So what is his plan from here? I think I'm going to kill off the 1/5. Not yet touching this one that gives him more mechs. Although he could, I guess he could Fireworks tech it. But he's more likely to magnetize something on it. Now he's going to coin Fireworks tech on that after the Snip Snap. Well, that's pretty powerful. Do I now want to silence it? I don't necessarily have to yet. I could do like Weapons Project, Hero, Power Shield, Slam. That would still leave him with 2, with the mech on board. That he can then magnetize something else on, but I think that's acceptable. Let's do the Weapons Project, Hero, Power, Shield, Slam that one. And then I will kill 3 of these mechs, so that he has only 1 mech that he can magnetize on. Because otherwise he might be able to magnetize on multiple mechs. And now we did get rid of Snip Snap already, which was a pretty major threat. So I'm fairly happy about this. Things look fine so far, from my perspective anyway. Do I want to take 6? Or do I sacrifice my board? Tough questions, aren't they? I mean, I also have the opportunity to silence. But if he keeps making these 6 attack mechs, for example, I can't silence the others. I think silencing here is fine. Silencing here gives me initiative. I can do it like this. This looks fine. I might want to go Boom Shield Slam on 8. That's completely possible. Scene 1 War Gear. So of course stuff like Leroy. Boommaster Flock. Would be a little bit annoying of a card. Don't really have a good answer to that one. What did you get Legend with? Token Druid and Tempo Rogue. Just your usual weak stuff that I like to play. Still has access to Gear Blade. I don't think I want to boom yet. I think I may need to boom Shield Slam later. I can take 3, right? I believe I can. Let's just Celiax this turn.
Unity, precision,
I'll take 3 from that. And I'll also take the value trades on these, and then I'll hero power. That leaves me with the Celiax with Divine Shield on board. And sure, he can magnetize on this, and he has this, so he can always kill it. Or he might bomb toss or something. He could of course like bomb toss, hit it with the weapon, magnetize something on the galvanizer. That sort of things are possible. Does not choose to magnetize on galvanizer, does not run a bomb toss. So heals me up for 6, I'm happy about that. For just an Ursatron. And replicating menace. Okay, not the biggest threat ever. I mean, I can Militia Commander that one down, but then there will be the Microbots. So I think this is a good time to boom. And Shield Slam down the Ursatron. And Squelch the opponent. This one can go face, I think that's appropriate. So, I have a Brawl in hand, I have a Militia Commander in hand, I can discover some mechs. Pretty weak board, I have to say. Is that board a board that I want to brawl though? Let's find a mech first. Missile launcher. Doesn't quite kill all of that stuff. Omega Devastator. Nice one, of course. What if he has the Boommaster Flock? And he builds another huge board. That's tough. I think I need an Omega Devastator here. I'll just brawl that board. I mean, he can still magnetize stuff on the single mech that wins, of course. But then I have some tools that I can use to defeat that mech. He has one replicating menace left. We just magnetize his big stuff on that, then I don't care. I have an Omega Devastator. You're not going to get away from an Omega Devastator. And if you were to build a board that would actually get away from the Devastator, then that would die to a Big Game Hunter. So no matter what, I would always have an answer. So we kill off that one. Boom. And he concedes. I might keep a weapons project because I'm expecting bombs and I might want to take away range caliber early. Just to get the bombs a little bit out of the way. Yeah, these games have been. But in truth, I would have won the games that I won anyway. I would have lost the games that I lost anyway. But this is some kind of tempo bombs or something. Interesting. Tempo bombs aggro. Something like that. So I could weapons project to kill the fairy dragon. Then I'm just going to get hit in the face with his weapons project. Or the weapon. And I also cannot take away like Sultras or something later in the game. Well, I still have Harrison I can take away. Yeah, that's easy decision actually. I don't know why I thought about it so long. Well, there was the alternative to just play Snip Snap on this board, but I figured that would be too weak. So now if he doesn't clean up the rover, I can magnetize Snip Snap on it. So he wants to clean up that rover. Or maybe he doesn't. Does he have silence? He could. I think it's pretty unlikely though. I think I'm snip snapping here. Let's just snip snap a little bit. Make the rover slightly more annoying. Because that fairy dragon really makes me think that this is a very aggressive build. Okay, you can shield slam that. Yep, them bombs. I don't want to use Harrison Jones yet. Dynamedic obviously fairly weak here, but I need to go with this one then. I might save the weapon charges a little bit. Let's see. I don't have a lot of great stuff going on over here. I want to use Harrison Jones to take away Wrench Caliber later. That's the current plan. I think I want a Dino Medic on this board here. I think I will have more use out of the Omega Devastators later.
That belongs in a museum.
I did not expect his Harrison. Perhaps I should have just used my weapon more actively. Boom. I mean, Boom is pretty good. My alternative is to play Dino Medic and Hero Power. I play Dino Medic and Hero Power. What is he going to do? If I play Boom, I have to sacrifice my board. I think I go with the Dino Medic here. Because it will kill the Harrison. I think I can afford to do this. He has a lot of cards though. But these mechs are... they're kind of awkward to deal with. If he goes Boom, I can just go Boom too. So that's not a problem for me. He goes Boom, I go Boom. I'm still pushing in a little bit here to take away some of the armor. Getting closer to 10 when I can use the Omega Devastators. Oh god, okay. This kind of deck sometimes runs Elysian. I lost once because there was both Elysian and Chrome and I didn't play around both. So that is an option. Let's make a good one. I mean, I guess Security Rover is a pretty good one. Let's make one of those. Do I want to play it now? No, I'm fine with chilling because Boom gives everything rush. So that means I can simply chill for the time being. Second bomb into my deck. Alright. 2 bombs. Is this simply a weapons project instead of Harrison? Still leave me with the Harrison as final weapon removal piece. I guess weapons project is acceptable. I can use Harrison later. Now Harrison now draw 1 card. Because weapons project could be used together with Shield Slam later. I guess I'll go with the Harrison Jones. And Hero Power. Let's just do this for time being. I get to 40. I get rid of the first Wrench Caliber. I still have 1 weapon removal piece left. Dynamedic obviously. Nice answer. Second Wrench Caliber immediately. Well, this one I will then have to weapons project, right? Yeah, I probably have to weapons project this one. And then do some Security Rover magic. That's what it looks like. 3 bombs in the deck. So Blastmaster Boom slowly becoming better. Okay. Interesting stuff. I mean, Hecklebot has some upsides. Dynamedic not so many in this matchup. But if I use Hecklebot, I need to be ready to remove this thing that comes out. I think I'll still go for a Hecklebot pick here. Then I'll go with the weapons project to get rid of this range caliber so he doesn't get more bombs in my deck. And I'll go with security rover. Security rover can take a hit over there. And gives me a taunt. Do I want to... Can I afford to take 3? I think I can afford to take 3. I'll kill off the Dino Medic with the weapon to hold on to this guard bot here, so that I have a little bit more protection on the security rover, making it a little bit more awkward to remove. Obviously he can like Omega Devastator here or something. And he can have that Blast Master Boom ready as well. So... Oh, he does get the hit in one tick. That's beautiful, obviously. Now there's some bomb pressure going on. 2 more bombs left in my deck. So I could obviously simply Warpath. If I do 4 Warpaths, then I could use Hero Power to kill the Blast Master Boom. That's an option. I will take some damage while I do so. This deck probably has Grom if it runs Fairy Dragon, right? There's still a Clockwork Goblin left. I think Warpaths are fine. Taking a little bit from the bombs here. Not too much. 2 Warpaths, 3 Warpaths, 4 Warpaths and a Hero Power. And these fellows will rush down the Blast Master. Alright. Still at 26, but there's 2 bombs in the deck. Ooh, getting Blast Shield is sweet. And I have stuff like Hecklebot Omega Devastator, so I can try to pick up something from his deck too. Like if I can hit his Grom or something. How many bombs? 4 bombs in my deck. Still too early to Elysiana. I mean, I could simply do 4 times Warpath and then armor up. I've seen both Clockwork Goblins, both French calibers. Can they be Seaphorium bombers? I guess they could. I think this Warpath is fine. Let's Warpath down these ones. I haven't seen his Celiacs yet. Warpath doesn't grab 7 armor. 4 bombs in the deck. At some point I will need to get rid of those. But if I do so too early and he has Elysiana too, then that's a problem. I'm just trying to see if there's a turn when his pressure falters, and then I could do Hecklebot and see what I can find from there. Because if I can find like his Grom or Elysiana, that would be pretty useful. I guess it's time to Heckle. Oh, look at that, I picked up his Elysiana. That is very nice, that's a win. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.